We have Dayo Sobowale, Arise News analyst, here with us, and we're going to, speak a little bit about this crisis that has been unfolding before our very eyes this morning on a public holiday Tuesday, like Vimbai pointed out. Mr. Sobowale, thanks for joining us. What do you make of all this brouhaha in Rivers again?
Although I've not been following, but you see from the report there, Vimbai said social media is afloat with so many stories, but right there on the scene, you see what is happening. So that is this information, misinformation.
No, it happened in the morning. That's what he said.
And that was just
this afternoon.
But this is the scene
the current
of the
situation.
and there is so much peace, even though there is some protest. But it's on like gunshots and things like that. So, you see, even in the UK, there's a recent call by either the UK or US, by the medical authorities, that they should put a notice on social media stories that they are dangerous to human health. They can cause depression, they can cause as like.
Well, that's true.
So what it means is that, you see, we journalists are the best people to keep our journalism afloat. Some people have said we should be looking for the truth. That's our duty. So please, if you see something on social media, cross-check. You will see that it is just not on. That's my first observation. And then secondly, you see, they are trying to enforce democracy and rule of law and tenure, trying to prevent tenacity of tenure, which is okay. It's a protest. It's a protest. It is allowed in democracy. Even in Israel, which is killing the Gazans, these people in their thousands are asking Netanyahu to go, and the police is protecting them. Our own should not be different. The youths have a right, as long as they do not get violent. That means the right of protest, the right of dissent is a measure of the quality of our democracy. That's my take.
All right, wonderful. Well, I know you are here to discuss a different topic, so let's get straight into that. Yeah. Of course, Nigeria has been long hindered by a toxic political climate marked by rancor and blame shifting. This debilitating political culture has stifled progress, fueled division, and undermined the very fabric of the country's democracy. Now, it is imperative, therefore, that the leaders begin to recognize the destructive nature of this approach and collectively strive for a transformative shift towards constructive dialogue and collaborative problem solving. It is therefore safe to say that the leaders can now redirect the focus of governance as against what is currently the custom by fostering a culture of respectful dissent and open communication, encouraging cross-party collaboration and bipartisan cooperation, as well as prioritizing national interests over partisan agendas. Arise analyst, of course, Dayo Sobowale, is still here to discuss the politics of blame games in Nigerian politics and the need to heed to Edo State Governor Obaseki's admonition for governments to stop the practice and focus on charting the roadmap for Nigeria's development and prosperity. An honorable call being made by Governor Obaseki, although I know some people might contend with whether he has been able to walk the talk. He was in the news, I remember, at the end of last year because his convoy got stuck in a bad road and there was blame shifting about whose duty it would have been to repair that road. But anyway, let's look at national politics. What's your take on this call by Governor Obaseki?
Yeah, his call is a welcome call. And I'm happy it's coming from someone like him. He has been in the two main parties, so he knows what he's saying. And you see, it's not only Nigerian politicians, even media coverage of events. You see animosity, you see negativity. You see, one part of the country driving another against the other. It feels it is being cheated. It is all right to be indignant if you are being cheated, but you don't have to bring the roof down on top of everybody as a result of your resentment of the system. So I welcome what he has said. And he narrated what he has done. And I can add to what he has done. He has been involved in digitalizing his economy. this time around is talking of palm produce and then expanding the economy from subsistence to large-scale farming, which is a welcome development. And I want to enjoy the mood of what he has said. And I will use some illustrations. There are some governors who are doing fantastic things here. There are institutions who are doing fantastic things. But because of the negative economic climate, where there's not enough food on the table, there's no security, people do look at Nigeria as if it is a doomsday country. I want to join the mood of Obaseki that we should stop blaming each other at every drop of the hat. Okay. I sat with the governor in Zulum in Borno State. He's doing wonderful things. If I have an honor to give, I will give him. No, Boko Haram is still very much rampant there. Obaseki said we should tell ourselves some own truth so we can move forward. Zulum said the problem of insecurity can be tackled if it is not politicized. That they should leave the soldiers to do the fighting because they are professionals. And he added, he knows what he's talking because he knows you are the pinches. That is one governor. Then the governors of the whole of the Southeast, that means they are fantastic Nigerians. In spite of the IPOB menace and in spite of the danger of blood being thicker than water, in which case they have empathy for a rebellious group, but they cannot do it. But they are Nigerians, they have contested in Nigeria, and they have won the election in Nigeria. And they are standing by that, and they are protecting their people against the sit at home. That is something else to be copied. Then the Nigerian army itself. We all know that some cultural undercurrent, religious undercurrent, are literally holding their hands behind their back in the boxing match with security forces. You get me? We have Islamic insurgency, and most of those fighting the insurgents are Muslims. So there is some empathy, literally. So there is not full-scale engagement. You cannot deny it. It is there. And we have a Muslim ticket in place. You remember what happened in Niger? Niger Republic, when the coup came. Recently. And chairman of ECOWAS, President Tinubu, wanted to follow the rule, through the books at the military people. And they responded in defiance. But Tinubu himself was brought down to earth that you cannot go against these people by our friends from the north. So let us tell ourselves some own truths. Let me give you another one. The Nigerian, two, please. The Nigerian Bar Association is having its conference towards the end of the month, June, and one of the guest speakers is the illustrious, disputed Emir of Kano. Tell me, they say he's there as an economist, how can he separate his past as CBN governor, his present as a former Emir and now disputed Emir, and give a topic to the Nigerian Bar Association?
But is that not harping on Rancour? Should we not be introducing some kind of peace into these situations, into these talks?
Health matters. You see, there's a case in court involving him, involving the Emir. Even during this Salah, they said he held a doba. Whereas police had said he should not hold a doba. Then the governor came in and said the police have not given, these are the own truths that we need to. We are under the rule of law. We are under the rule of law. If a case is in court, you let it play its way out. Whatever you do, if it is in court, subject this. The NBA should know that. The NBA should know that.
Well,
that is my own take.
No, he's going to discuss other things. I'm sure he's not there campaigning.
Definitely.
He's still a human citizen. He's still a citizen of the country that has things to say.
Will he come as Mr. Sanusi?
He's
And
an
not,
emir.
can you separate it? Yes. No, some will say he's not an emir. He's been deposed.
So
And
he
there's
can
a
still
case
show
in
up
court.
as an
He can still show up.
economist.
Whether
No. Okay,
He's a
you
human
say
being. He has
that
the
is
right
your own
to
take.
appear and
I am
speak.
telling you that I think it is not proper. I welcome your dissent on it. I don't think it is proper.
But-
And there was another thing I was going to...
Sorry,
Yeah, go
just
ahead.
to, it seems like we have a culture of non-sportsmanlike conduct. Would you agree? This harps on what Obaseki was saying, that there's politics of rancor. You can even see it in the way we treat our sports in Nigeria. There's no just live and let live, or, okay, the situation has happened, let's leave it be peaceful.
We all live under the rule of law. If there is no rule of law,
But there also has to
will
be some kind
anarchy.
of compromise,
And there are no
some
sacred
kind of
cows
peace.
under the rule of law.
There has to be some kind of sportsmanlike behavior, and that seems to be the
That is in
issue with
competition.
our politics. Yeah, politics is
not the rule-
competition.
No, there's
Politics
nothing,
seems
there's
it's
nothing
money
sporty.
competition.
There is nothing sporty about the law, the rule of the law. The law is there to be respected. There are no sacred cows. The emir is not a sacred cow, and the MBA should know that choice is bound to be controversial. But they are the people interpreting the law and all that. So
Would it be
let them
better if
go
they
ahead.
had Bayero show up as well?
Ah.
Just even out the play field?
You bet he will. You bet he will.
Mr. Sobowale.
Not a stranger
Let me get
to
it,
politics.
please.
I want to go back to the concept of the blame game, blame shifting,
That's
because
right.
we've seen a lot of that happening, especially when we marked 1 year of the current administration. There was a lot of conversation about what was done by the past administration, the 8
Yeah,
years
that's
that
politics.
took place. That's, they're saying that's politics. But I was reading a very interesting paper that was shared by one of our colleagues, and it was about how Vietnam was able to eradicate poverty. And one of the key things that the leaders there engaged in was what they called radical self-criticism. Do you think we are ever getting to a point where, one, we can engage in radical self-criticism, and two, where any of the past administrations that we've had from 1999 might actually take accountability and say, it was under my watch that things went bad?
What?
No, I think you
what?
are just...
What are you talking about?
No, you are very unrealistic. Even your example is unrealistic. Vietnam is a communist state.
The former communist state. No longer.
It's still a communist state. I know what I'm saying. Vietnam is a communist state. The different thing now is that they are now chummy with the Americans, with whom they fought a war, and who they defeated America.
Capitalism.
You want us to become a one-party state?
Aren't we?
No, I'm looking at...
Go ahead, if you wish that, I don't.
But Mr. Sobowale, are you saying that
Vietnam-
radical self-criticism is a bad thing?
Radical. We are
Self-criticism, whether
But
it's
you
in a
were talking about
communist state or a democracy.
There's constructive criticism.
Self.
There's
Radical.
self-criticism. Yes, of course, that is your business. Nobody's business. It's what you give out that shows whether you have self-doubted or self-criticized yourself sufficiently. It makes you, able to discuss or to be appreciated. You get me? But that in this case, Vietnam is a one-party state. You know what happens in one-party state? You want to be in Russia or China? So please, we are above that. See us, we are arguing with ourselves here now. You can't do that in some communist state. You won't be on here, you can't criticize. You are the legal profession in the communism that I read the other time. It's said to be unproductive because the state is the law. There's no defense for anybody. So please, don't wish Vietnam on us.
Accountability?
Yes.
Which of the administrations?
Accountability. Look, what you have said, somebody should come out and say that I failed during this time. And is that
It's
human?
never going to happen.
Everybody,
It's seen as a sign
you
of
see,
weakness.
people want to be
admitting guilt
remembered for the good things they did.
They don't want to harp on the bad.
And you see, that's why some people said the military wrote off history in our curriculum,
Right.
schools, because they don't want stories about the coups.
Well, Mr.
That's
Sobowale,
self-interest now. But constructive criticism is a good litmus test of a good democracy like ours.
well, we'll just have to leave it there then. Always great to have you on the program. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sobowale.